Inside Pitch with Bob Wolff. Brought to you by Palmolive Rapid Shave. Outshaves the brush, outshaves the tube. Rapid Shave outshaves them all. And by Rapid Shave Menthol. So cool, so great, you'll scarcely feel the razor.
You're viewing pitcher Early Wynn of the Chicago White Sox. Early has pitched for the Senators, for the Cleveland Indians, and for Chicago. And he has more victories than any other active pitcher in the big leagues. In a moment, we'll have a chance to speak with Early. But first, here's something else I'd like you to see. Early Wynn has starred in the big leagues for many years. He's been a star with the Washington Senators, with the Cleveland Indians, now with the Chicago White Sox. But the thrilling story about Early Wynn's success is not what he has attained alone as a pitcher, but as a businessman while he's been active in baseball. Early, I think that just a recital of the many things you do off the diamond would certainly cause a lot of folks to say, how can any man do all those things? But you do them. And I think it'd be interesting to just name a few, and we'll talk about them if you will. Your off-the-diamond success.
Well, Bob, it's easy to have a lot of outside activities. The big thing you have to do is have a lot of good help as far as business is concerned, and I do believe I have that.
Mm-hmm.
As we were talking some time ago, I do fishing and boating quite a bit, and I do hold a captain's license to navigate a boat anywhere in the continental waters of the United States. I have a pilot's license, which I can fly most anywhere I want to go. And I'm vice president of a building construction company which builds motels, houses, and commercial buildings, and president of Wynn Construction Company, which is a road building and land clearing and we dig lakes and canals and so forth and so on, and just about anything that we can get to build, we'll do it.
Mm-hmm. Plus all these activities, Early Wynn also is a newspaper columnist. Plus this, he has appeared on radio and TV shows, and also is the sponsor of his own Early Wynn golf tournament for proceeds going to youngsters. Isn't that right?
Well, Bob, that was started several years ago when I joined the Elks Club in a little town called Venice, Florida. We needed money to support our hospital or to keep up our share of the funds, and we started this golf tournament in order to pay our share. And it goes to the Elks Crippled Children's Hospital in Umatilla, Florida, which is a hospital strictly for crippled children.
And you've built your own golf course, haven't you?
Well, we haven't finished. We've got it laid out, and we're building an 18-hole championship golf course on the Gulf of Mexico, just below Sarasota and Venice. And it should be completed this fall and should be a beautiful setting for our golf course being on the Gulf of Mexico.
Well, the amazing thing to me, Early, is not knowing of your many competitive characteristics that you've attained this success, but the fact that it sort of came out of nothing. Do you recall when you first started out in baseball and first came to the major leagues, it was quite a difference than what you are today, wasn't it?
Yes, Bob, I remember farther back than that. I remember when I used to warm up at the side of the garage with my father. But I remember when I first broke into baseball, when I first came to the major leagues, and quite a bit all through the career. In fact, I hope I never forget any part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been amazing to me.
Well, it's been quite a change in your status of wealth as far as fame and fortune in every respect, hasn't it?
Well, the only difference in wealth is I'm deeper in debt now than I've ever been.
A side attribute of being a big business executive, I guess. Early, let's go back to those days. You, of course, weren't a rich fellow when you started out in baseball, were you?
Definitely not, Bob. My father was an automobile mechanic and still is, has his little place in Hartford, Alabama, gas station and garage. And we all worked, the whole family did. We never had any abundance of money. We never wanted for anything because it was a small farming town. But I'll say that life has been good to, baseball has been good to all of us in my family.
Mm-hmm. Well, you started out, what was your first desire? To get a boat for yourself, or the airplane? What was the first thing that came along?
Oh, probably like any other kid, Bob. When I was 16 years old, I went to spring training, and I guess One of my first thoughts was that I wanted a big, bright, shiny convertible car or something like that, and then maybe a boat and stuff later. I never had any intention of ever flying or owning a large boat, but always thought about a little runabout sport job, you know. Strictly a teenage sport.
Have you had any narrow escapes in either the boat or the plane?
Well, it's strange you'd ask that. I think you know. Yes, I had a boat to blow up with me several years ago. The boat wasn't mine. It was one I was running for somebody just for a short time. And then I had a new boat of my own, which was 3 weeks old, and I left Annapolis, Maryland here, just out of Washington, and took a 1,600-mile shakedown cruise to Florida, and was caught in a storm, the third storm I was caught in those 3 weeks that it took me to make the trip, and we ran into some rocks in this storm and knocked a slight hole in the boat about 6 by 6 and sunk it.
Early, I don't know if you recall this, but I recall that many years ago we were just jogging around during spring training in the outfield, and you said a funny thing happened to me this morning a couple of hours ago. Then you told me the story about that boat. You recall that?
Yes, I do, Bob. I remember we were fooling around in Orlando, Florida, I believe, and I mentioned it. It was amazing that it'd be 200-300 miles from where a boat had just blown up with me and be in spring training that morning sometime.
Early Wynn has certainly had a colorful, and varied career. He's an exciting performer on the mound. Al Lopez says of him, if any one man had to pitch one game for me, I would choose Early Wynn for that game. As you can see, his competitive spirit certainly is far further than just on the field of play. It's in the field of humanity. Early, thanks so much for being our guest.
Well, thank you, Bob, and it's a pleasure.
And now, here's something else I'd like you to see.
The Inside Pitch with Bob Wolff has been brought to you by Palmolive Rapid Shave. Outshaves the brush, outshaves the tube. Rapid Shave outshaves them all. And by Rapid Shave Menthol. So cool, so great, you'll scarcely feel the razor.